happening.
15 left.
From the 35 on second down. Lock. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up third down. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. On third down, it's Connor. And he's going to be marked down short of the first down. Needed the 40, but he's a yard or two shy. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down. On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. Back deep for the Jags, D.D. Westbrook. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback.
Here we go. 30 base. Hey, come on now. Slam. Ready?
On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And he's not even able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Now there's also a flag down, and it's in the area of holding. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Push him back.
Fournette running right. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Second down at the 10-yard line.
Let's go now. 60 or. I'm here all day.
He'll look to throw. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down. On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Throwing on 2nd down. Lock. That's complete to his running back, Connor.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
second down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Locke going to try and throw on 3rd down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And now off to the races, down the right side. And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded at the 2. Then he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now, and I'm going to take it to the back.
And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Josh Allen in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Locke going to throw. Steps away to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And the Jags, Charles, I think they're in the dime here.
Covering a lot of field.
Throwing his Locke on 3rd down. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there.
Ready? 18 Gators. 44, come on. Target. Snap.
Locke now on 1st down. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
On,
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Ready?
On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Right back to Connor here on 1st. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Locke. Now Locke, he lost the football. It's out.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because This is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
On 3rd and long, it's Locke. Complete to Washington. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And some room to work. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
Ready up. 54, right there. 54, Mike. Pick it up. Smooth. Slam. Get it.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. This is Connor. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. James Washington was the intended target, but it's going to be 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10. From the gun, a give to Connor. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high. This is taken at his 4.
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
Jaguars take over first and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Got it.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. The result's not great thus far. A punt on the first drive and an interception last time out.
Now, let's face it, every team wants to come out on the field and play with some confidence, play with some tempo, play with some rhythm. And when you're making those types of mistakes, you're not getting any of that put together.
So what do you say, time to get back to the basics for them?
In a lot of ways, yes, but the biggest one, of course, is finding people who will take care of the football and make a few plays. You've got to have a drive now that calms down the entire team.
2nd and 3. Green brings it in. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 45-yard line.
Now, that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get it behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Here we go. 10-2 soft. Go. 26 mark, go.
2nd and 13. And that'll be incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He'll let this go in zone for Green. And that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
I know I'm not giving enough credit to the defenders because that pass was incomplete. But come on, it was A.J. Green. I always expect him to come up with the ball.
Yeah, on those deep routes especially, even on incompletions, it's fun to watch him run those routes.
It certainly is. Boy, he eats up ground, and he usually goes up and gets it.
Come on, man. Let's go. At their own 20-yard line.
Come on,
The
set.
Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
15 line.
Lock to throw on 2nd down. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. On 1st and 10 is Connor. And a short gain here down to the 22. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping Those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 2nd and 9, Locke. Flushed out right. And now he's going to use his legs. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. A 3rd field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his 2nd week of the regular season. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. Any player he wants on his team, he wants him to be agile.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. James Conner, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Steelers have taken the lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet, or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
This is taken at his 4. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football.
And now Miller hit, and he fumbles. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And some room to maneuver.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would... There would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. On 1st down, Conner. And this carry, despite the good move, will be stopped short of the 10. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Ready to break. 44, Mike, 44. It's our time. It's our time, guys. It's our time. Let's go.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Locke. His throw incomplete.
Had an open man that time. They ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8.
Hey, exit.
Shotgun snap to Locke. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. James Washington, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
On the ready.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. They'll look to throw here. And connecting here with DJ Shark. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
First down, Jaguars.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Hey, 2. 26 Mike. 26 Mike. Crunch time, defense. 25.
They'll set up a throw. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A.J. Green, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau, and that will get him one closer. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Connor, and he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
And on 3rd and 3, they decided to go with a dime package.
Yeah.
6 DBs.
Yeah, you're right. They've got 6 out there.
Mike 50. Hey, Charlie. All day, defense. Down.
Block working out of the gun. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
For Juju Smith-Schuster. He was defended by Jalen Ramsey.
Here's Jamie Gillen now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And that'll skip out of bounds inside the 20 at the 17-yard line.
Go.
At their own 17-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This one fielded at the 5. And a a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. And taking a gander at the NFL scoreboard in Minneapolis. An early lead in that game for the Falcons. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Second half beginning with a run from Fournette. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I have to think a major focus at the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Let him know, let him know.
Again, it's Fournette. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
And it's 3rd down.
Let's go. 60 or
55. Here we go.
They'll set up to throw. And able to find Green. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big gain of 39 on 3rd. Back in the first quarter, you said it, they need to avoid the big play, but he just got a big one right there.
You can't relax. You know, we talked about in the first quarter, but as the game progresses, still opportunities, and he took advantage of one there.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Fournette running out of the gun. And a short gain here down to the 22. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Bravo.
Single. Watch 89. Watch 89. Watch the pass.
Get it.
2nd and 9 now. This one caught by his tight end, Oliver. And they'll get this down to the 10. 12 yards there and a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, you can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
26.
They'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. Accelerating, and off he goes. He's at the 30. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six for a Steeler touchdown. So from one end zone all the way to the other. Talk about a turnaround.
And how about the excitement that play generates for his team? Not just the points on the board, but the momentum and taking it from coast to coast, end zone to end zone. What a tremendous play. Now get that man an oxygen tent.
That's your boy Old Mo, you said. Momentum, right?
Old Mo, I think he's kind of limping across at the end because of that distance, but he made it.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now stands at 13. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This one fielded at the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
down.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Man, he got in there. So quickly, Charles, what could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Well, a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. DJ Chark, the intended target, and it's third down.
I think someone's going to get in the QB1's ear when he gets to the sideline. Already thrown an interception. That one should have been picked. Look, let's just be honest about it. That would be the second person in his ear because he's hearing it in the huddle right now.
Not the start to the game he wanted. Like you said, the pick on the opening drive, second drive, not much better.
Hey, Haywood. Fight.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. But he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ballgame.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's the guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Here we go, here we go. 90, Wolf.
Come on, D.
Ready?
They'll stay on the ground with Connor again. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is third and long.
Hey, high 7.
From the gun, it's locked. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on third down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Let's go now.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. They'll run it again with Fournette. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down.
Ready?
Mike 55. Hey, eat.
Now back to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. T.J. Watt causing the disruption. He gets the sack.
And we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the three-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed it.
Super toe.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Again, a run with Connor. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
Let's go. 70, Indy.
Watch the curl, watch the curl, watch the curl.
Speed dribble, speed dribble.
On 3rd down, it's Connor. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The Steeler first down on a pickup of 11 yards. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On 1st and 10, here's Locke. Open man, completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he coughed it up. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Here's Locke to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turned into a nice play.
The Steelers on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This time it's 3rd and 3. They look to throw. It's Locke. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Deontay Johnson, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
Ready.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
He'll drop to throw, and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity.
Ready? 18, Gator. 44.
You get blocked, me. You get blocked.
Let's go.
Again, it's Connor. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
It's 3rd down and 6.
The Steelers on 3rd down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Now Locke. And it's brought in by Washington. 12 yards that time and a Pittsburgh first.
What a catch and one hit. And I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They
don't
get that
they?
little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
The kick by Pinheiro is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here we go. Here we
Jaguars
go.
come to the
10,
line to
2,
start
go.
their next drive.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
Get it.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. 2nd and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sua Cravens. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 19.
5.
Mike, 55. Right there in the middle. 55. You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today.
Keep gripping.
Back to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers. So a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
And it's fielded at the 34. A 46-yard boot, but just 36 following a pretty decent return of 10 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. We've got a lopsided game here, which I don't know, Charles. What does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the fourth quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
They'll run here with counter. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he gets this to the 48, but no further. Well short of the line to gain. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line.
Let's go.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Ready.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
The rookie from Michigan there defensively, that's Devin Bush making the play. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Go.
Back to throw here. Oliver, the tight end, making the catch. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
I know I spend a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped-up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And now here is another interception. This safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They stay on the ground. Here's Connor again. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard.
Get it.
They'll try and run for him with Connor. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Here we go.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play, and that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
Here we go. 60 outlaw. 5.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
They can't stop us, baby. Every time it's a set.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Steelers, they used a favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, they'll fall to 1-1, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against Jacksonville. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
S-T-R-O. Yeah.
How many of y'all came to win?
Oh, they asking my name, huh? Ready? S-T-R-O. I ain't come to play with you. Life challenging.